Okay, so I'm going to be changing hats throughout the presentation to signify the different hats that I wear in nursing. As far as being an administrator, working on the floor and bedside manner, how my nursing practice has changed with education, and how I want to achieve more through this MSN program. Um, I wore this hat, which is a Mardi Gras hat, to show how fun a lot of the nursing things I do are. You meet people and you learn about different cultures and how people, what a nursing care is acceptable to them and what they're willing to receive from us. Some of the results that we're looking at from the Friendly Style Profile and the VARC show basically a lot about you as a nurse and you as a person. And for me, the VARC showed more of how I think and how I work and how I learn best. So it looks like that I learn best from being hands-on. Lots of times if I'm learning a new task, whether it be how to do something in the field such as a feeding tube or a different type of feeding tube, I have to see someone do it, and I have to do it myself several times. Also too, how when things are very stressful and strenuous in the field, how I pretty much deal with those. It's pretty much how I stay. I'm pretty much even keel. Not much fluctuation in the change between when things are calm or when there's a storm, as far as my accommodating and harmonizing skills, my analyzing and persevering, my achieving and directing, and my affiliating and perfecting. Every nurse wants everything to be perfect for their patient, but lots of times that's not always the case. As far as my personal experiences and professional experiences, there weren't many surprises. Lots of times I have to laugh in my field, as I am a psych nurse, to keep from crying. It can be very stressful. I agree with all of the results that I got from the different inventories, the 4 inventories that we were asked to look at. As far as the interpretation of these tests, mean for me as an engaged learner in the MSN program, I think it means more for me to take time and examine things more carefully. I have where I want to make things always right, and I want to make sure things are complete. Sometimes things don't always have to be complete to be right, or at least satisfactory for the patient. You want to give optimal care to everybody that you serve, so it's important to always do your best. So you have to make sure that when you're caring for people, that you're always doing your best. We look at folks like Mother Teresa and some of the pioneers in nursing who took care of their patients, and care was the first goal for them. Then second came the great conditions that they wanted for their patients to live in. As an MSN, it's more learning, and I think that as MSN nurses, we kind of set the pathway. We set the standard for those who are under us, those we supervise, and those who are still learning, as we are still learning as MSNs ourselves, about what we want for not only ourselves, but for our patients, and what we want for those we supervise to learn from us. As a member of an online learning community, it's discipline for us. I believe that we must be disciplined. We have to set goals for what we want to do. We have to allocate dedicated time each day around the work schedule and family. Everything has to be organized, and everybody and everything has their place and their time. Sometimes you don't feel like doing things, you're tired, you want to sleep, or you have other things you'd rather do, but you have to be dedicated and you have to be disciplined to what you want. That's the only way you'll achieve the goal that you want. These strengths have helped me over time, as I have had a family, as I've gone through nursing school, to be organized, to dedicated to what I want to do, and to just kind of fight through being tired, fight through being hungry or wanting to do other things, and having to sacrifice doing things I want for, reaching a goal for my education. There are a lot of challenges that I anticipate. I know sometimes I'm going to get tired, and I'm probably going to have that extra cup of coffee or some caffeine, or kind of just, maybe go outside and get a fresh breath of air to just keep pushing on. So I'm going to have to stay strong in this. I do know that. However, that's not going to take away from my goal as a fun-loving nurse. Lots of times I have to go and I have to think outside the box when I'm working with my patients, and I have to realize that what I may think for them is not what always is best for them. There are specific challenges I think that I'm gonna have with online learning. Lots of times with me being hands-on is different from having to learn online. I see it, and sometimes I even have to watch videos to learn a concept and to understand what is being asked of me. And sometimes I have to watch those videos several times before I actually get it. I have specific strategies where I just dedicate my free moments to learning and to reviewing so that I understand concepts more. And now I realize that our professors who are over the program, they are so available to us, and they are very accommodating. They understand what we're going through, and that's my plan. Results that revealed my professional life as a nurse leader shows that I'm pretty relaxed. Not much frazzles me, and I'm glad about that. I lead by example in my field, and a lot of times, I'll have my staff say, well, I didn't worry about what was going to happen because I knew no matter how bad things might have been, that you were going to be professional and that you weren't going to chastise us, but you were going to make it a learning experience. And that's what I try to do with all my staff. Again, different strengths that I identify is working with people, how to talk to people, how to deal with people, different kinds of people, and accepting ideas and making everyone feel that they were part of a team and we're working together for a common goal is very important, because if people see you working alongside them and accepting what input they have and understanding where they're coming from, they're more likely to stay with you. Your turnover goes way down, and people enjoy coming to work. People don't have a reason to call out. They're going to come to work because they enjoy doing what they're doing, and they know that you're someone who listens to them and respects their opinions and their input. Over time, I think my strengths as a nurse leader, as I gain more knowledge, I think I will be able to teach even more and explain concepts, explain the whys to people who want to know why, as not so much as staff, but also patients as well, and make sure they have a good understanding of why we do what we do. The ultimate goal is, I'm going to just be a better nurse. I want to be a better nurse, not just on the floor, but in the office as well. And it helps me to understand, all the different things that I've read about nursing through the years. And it still comes down to the same. It's care. This isn't fitting the best, but still. I think that I can grow professionally as a nurse leader, and because of the different things I've learned about myself over time and how I perceive things and how people probably perceive me, which is pretty important. So I know I have some work to do, and I'm going to continue to work and do all of the things that I need to do to make sure that I'm providing the best care to patients, and that I'm also being one of the best leaders to my staff as a supervisor and being the support that they need in the field. Also, I believe that the more comfortable I am in my own skin and knowing about the profession, it will make me even a better nurse and feel more comfortable as I grow as not only a nurse, but an adjunct faculty, a teacher, and a supervisor. So with all the different hats of nursing, I was just showing in a playful way how nurses are different. The field has evolved over years, and nurses no more just provide bedside care. We're in offices, we're administrators, we handle a lot more paperwork, we have so many more duties, and sometimes this is a good thing, but it also can also hinder what we do at the bedside, as we are so busy with so much of the politics of nursing and paperwork that we kind of forget at times what we're there to do, and that's ultimately to care for the patient. So we want to kind of step back and make that our priority, and then everything, I think, will fall into place from there. Also, too, we want to make sure that when we understand ourselves as nurses and how we work or how we function, what makes us tick, we can better serve those in the community.